お願いします。Because I collect Lucas paper.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought you did.
Oh, okay.
And I remember
It's okay. I told him to hand up next Saturday.
well, usually after the thing that you
So, but anyway, I told his mom.
saya ini saya mereka terus di lesson yang kita itu belum sampai sih. Remember that the time we had contact lesson, right? Okay, so do you still answer the first one to Huh? Or you got one, you got fine. Okay, then just you okay, and you're dealing with the last text. Yeah, actually, you know. This is what we think in this one is that two of these sessions. Yes, pass you check and let me know if you can do what you part you don't understand. Nó có cái extreme stock thì cái đó best before very expensive. So if there's no issue, confession next week, can be the issue. Why the test paper choose to stick to the volume is what is on it. The other one is try test or rock test.
Okay, come, let's start.
Means
Just a quick one.
sit on paper.
Right, that would be your universal indicator. So sometimes they ask about this and you're supposed to remember the colors. And most of the time, it would be asking you very acidic, which is red, very alkaline, purple, or right in the center, neutral green. Okay, just remember these basic colors. Now, one more universal indicator. Have you seen it before? It can be in a liquid form, but it can also be in paper form. Okay, so just remember that. Him? No, you can sit here. Okay, come, quick one. Can you tell me what is a base? Okay, partly true, but just keep in mind, by definition, a base is a metal oxide or hydroxide. Okay, so by definition, yes, if it dissolves in water and you get a pH above 7, yeah, if it dissolves in water, that's the important part. So my point is, not every base can dissolve in water. And only those that dissolve in water are called alkalines. All right, so take note, not every base is soluble in water. Those that are soluble are called alkalines, and that is when you have pH above 7. Remember, if something doesn't dissolve in water, there's no such thing as pH. Right? Can keep that in mind. Okay, what else? What else about base? This one's important too. Or what else about alkaline? Sorry. Alkaline produce OH minus, so this would be the key definition for alkalines. All right, they are soluble bases, they produce OH minus. Now, of course, in reverse, for acid, yeah. Oh, by the way, by definition, acids are all soluble in water, by definition. And of course, you should know this, pH is less than 7. But also importantly, they produce H+. Okay, basic stuff. Let me see. Any other thing I need to touch up on? But just be mindful, they like to ask this a lot. Soil pH. Now, even though soil is not water, but pH can be tested for this. And let's say if the pH is too low, what should you do? In other words, if your soil is acidic, this is normally what they do. Okay, they like to ask about this. how to increase the pH of soil?
And
Add calcium hydroxide.
once and all and once, then there is go through it. What are the common responses that come to stress? Besides this,
Okay, there's an alternative. You can also add calcium oxide.
what am I doing?
All right, either one of this. Now, anyone can remember the name?
You know what?
I mean, yeah, it's called calcium hydroxide. What's the other name for it? Lime water, but it's in solid form, so you can't call it lime water. So in this case, solid, it's a solid powder. They call it slick.
Future.
Slick lime. Now, again, I hope you realize once you see the word lime, it refers to a calcium compound. Now, this one also has a name. This is called quicklime. All right, so both of these are solids. I mean, they're powder form, and you just spread it on the soil. Okay, all right. Okay, let's see. Anything else I miss out? Questions, anyone? About acids and bases? No? Okay. Right, then I'll just give you a quick worksheet to work on. Oh, just one last thing. Now, we mentioned these two compounds, calcium oxide and calcium hydroxide. Just know that if this guy encounters water, it can turn into the other guy. He asks this once in a while. So this is your quicklime. All right, once you add water to it, it becomes slick lime. Oh, and of course, both are bases, obviously. I hope you realize that both are bases. Okay, now, one last thing before I let you do the worksheet. Let's quickly go through solubility rules. Charlotte, do you remember your solubility rules? What is soluble and what is not? Okay, not much time left, better remember. Okay, come. Alicia, tell me one. Nitrates are? Any exceptions? Nitrates are? Okay, come guys, let's be very clear. All nitrates are soluble. No exception. Now, of course, soluble means in water. No exception. Bernice, another one. Are they soluble or insoluble? Okay, accept. Good. And please remember the formulas for lead and silver chloride. lead is 2 plus, silver is 1 plus.
Last week.
It's going to come up very often. These two. Charlotte, the third rule. All what sulfates? Okay, are soluble. Absent.
Yes.
Good. Absent. Barium,
The results.
which is 2 plus. Lead, 2 plus. But some schools also mention calcium. Calcium sulfate is not exactly very soluble either. Right. Xingyue, all ammonium salts are soluble. Okay. Come on, let me rephrase it. All some schools will teach you span. All span salts are soluble. In fact, I don't want to use the word salts. Let me use the word compounds.
And because due to the nature of the test.
Hopefully, your school has mentioned this span or spa. Okay, so what is span or what is spa? S stand for? Correct, sodium, potassium. And of course, A stands for ammonium.
The results.
N stands for nitrate. So if you can remember this, even though it overlaps with the some of the earlier points.
Yeah.
Okay, no exception. All spans compounds are soluble.
Which forms the currents?
Any more rules, Bernice?
Which forms?
Ox.
Then
Good.
then
Oxide what?
Insoluble.
Any exceptions? Good. So guys, in this case, they tend to be insoluble, except sodium and potassium oxide.
50 or 100. Then good at this.
A bit slow today, just give me a moment. All right, all oxides are insoluble except sodium and potassium. Now, in addition to oxides, can you add in also hydroxides? They have the same behavior as oxides. Oh, for info, there is no ammonium oxide, so I didn't write ammonium there. However, there is ammonium hydroxide. As I said, there's no ammonium oxide, but there's ammonium hydroxide.
And then your is the question.
So that would be number 6.
Good question.
One more. What's the last rule?
Yeah.
There's one thing that I haven't mentioned yet, right? What is that?
Yeah.
Acid. Not really. acids are in general, I mean, they are by default soluble in water. Yes, Bernice? Yeah, last one, carbonates. All right, so basically carbonates are insoluble, except for S, P, and A. Okay, yeah, that's all. So anyway, just to quickly test you guys. No, there's no one. Okay.
For example, one very substance is the sleeveless
Soluble, insoluble.
right? For example, AS
Soluble.
80 marks.
Look at your rules.
Recently, they
It's a hydroxide, correct?
Why I know first
Is it a sodium hydroxide? Is it potassium? Is it ammonia? No. So it is.
Not everybody will have come change.
Same here. Soluble.
Let's say, feedback to Ministry of Education.
Look at your rules for the oxide. Is it sodium or potassium? No. So it is insoluble.
Less. For example, AS, you remove countless trigonometry.
Charlotte, how about that?
On the other, there's a group of people that say, but calculus is actually a prerequisite to
Soluble?
all secondary.
It's a carbonate. Is this sodium, potassium, or ammonium?
What's another group of
I
people
don't know what it is.
is that,
Sorry, come, Charlotte, how much time is left? This is very easier.
the people who are disadvantaged, for example, school.
Okay, remember that.
If I simplify the content,
Two elements. So how Charlotte, soluble, insoluble?
that may not become.
Insoluble.
Yeah, it should be insoluble because it's not sodium, potassium, or ammonium.
Then,
Alicia? How?
students.
Yeah, it's a chloride. It's not lead, it's not silver, so it's soluble. So one last one.
What was the point demonstration? Everyone will come and change.
How, Bernice? Yeah.
Welcome.
Iron stuff. Okay,
For example, syllabus very far.
it's not lead, it's not barium, it's not calcium, so it's soluble. Okay, can basic stuff, I'm sure you all can follow. Let me pass you the worksheet.
But these are the everyone those can score. But what's the problem? You 55 of that is what? A lot of things they get out of the syllabus. Okay, and it's all the syllabus. Who will take it? Looking for also. But on the students on the examination. Get what can see it. Last time they relate to education perspective. So that for people that welcome them. So this is a different because when this condition. They simplify the content, everybody happy to. That's the means. Because they pick up complex development. Like then, those that find it challenging, those that have to do the job, they all are very fluent in picking up the concepts. They will be the one that will welcome the change. Right? But on the contrary, if I add things, then what's the balance of the unit? Right? Okay. This question, the room is below complete knowledge at once. Okay, so these seven background is like what is just here. It's slow learner. Okay, example, I slow learner. Plus, unable to grasp difficult concepts quickly or unable to grasp concepts. Like for example, event framework. That type, we compare event framework to event framework, it's a difference. What's the difference between some students will be going to you? Okay, so that is what we have this knowledge patterns. Understand? Okay. So these are the people that welcome. Understand?
Bernice, you can skip number 3.
Dialogue and then what's the 2% have to say. The 1% there must be changes made to 5
and 7.
Yeah, say not to be church. Okay, you must try to understand what channel communication sometimes. Yeah. Then part two, identify two groups of people. Part one is tell you what identify people whatever come to change, right? Now, ask you to identify the so not one to change. Okay, not welcome to change. Down up. Yeah. Well, look, actually, that's six very general knowledge. Let's see. It's the opposite of that. Good students want advantage background, which means top scholars, those life you know what's life A student are those A student has A1, A2, and top one. Those are called advantage background. Or be same since I like very at top one. Okay, so part two, okay, student that not come means the opposite option, yeah, what they say that student will get advantage background. You just split. Okay, so that is one data. I study group of students that not come to change. Let's say I say that suppose that there must be a change presented in next syllabus. Who is people that object? So part two is objection. In that part one side, object which goes. For students who have a respect, like you guys just mentioned the word parents of, right? Students who have a respect of, that's the thing. So students are the right, so that is this is what you go like from people's group. Okay. Now if I just add E and then copy and paste this down. Parents of student and engagement. Okay, let's get another group. Okay, another one. Students that have an upper age in the syllabus. Okay, like I'm sure your class have all the students that and usually for students like on certain subjects, many subjects students. Okay, there are many students. Okay, so this one you have feedback on upper age over the syllabus. They give an upper age. Okay. So question of 16 can answer is quite general information. Okay, probably you can text. It's just look at the dialogue between the 2% and top and then try and come up with the group. One that welcome to change, which means welcome to you. The other one that the other group solve the change. Okay, so basically, part two is the relation of free power. Look at the division. See, in reverse, disadvantage becoming free. Okay. And what and get to function just running Go to the one, 33 to the one. So where is the truth? And three is the last one, according to the 1 year in months on the then we probably cost up again. In roughly 3 times the average annual disposable income. That's it. Yeah, I mean, anyway, that we give it is answered. Yeah. The impression is the same. This is the one. Who is it? This I don't get big trouble. Now, yes, and you will be choose and anyone who will feel you so as I try and figure out what to do. Is the problem, you know, this would start looking at line the numbers. In line with the companies. You see, as it is. Everyone wants to multiplicate steamers.
Denise, okay.
You know that is I want to check. Yeah, I think on the same line then. Go through it. It's a question. Something why the next picture choose to including on the fact, so we can answer this in the scale. You have to know what is working from. It's like one test in the field once, then we get second time place for you. They all you can take of questions the different by testing go through the whole process, why they proceed through the whole process. So a very classic example, let's say spoke to you as a DCI, supposed to be a election and then back in better for student. Take again, say back what is all responsibility about the for example, you know that you need to have this end of all levels. And in order to progress on to the next stage, application, which is on is prepare on IT. Prepare that is okay. So what happens if you don't have that level? Then you prepare your future, right? The future is tarnished. So that is why we take and over. Basically, we need to attain good results to secure future. And also because due to the nature of N level or O level, because why I say nature, the exam, because we all know exam is never easy. Questions can be the mixture of people because so good results to secure future is one thing. Due to the nature of the test, then the results they can get may not meet the hopes of the parents. Okay, which forms them to charge each way. For example, do you 50 or 60 or 100 is okay? The next day, to them, 50 or 60 or 100 is not good enough. Right? As a result, in order to find not being prepared. So that's one thing I'm just going to the results will not be informed, which forces them to actually try to use the last part. Yeah. Exactly. Now, you can 16 of that's about that. Okay, so 16 has to do. We have to understand the conversation. And basically, one person is telling you that there must be changes made. Other than another person is telling you they want anyone to change. So the first part has to be by one will be into that to one. So basically, before all this we need.
Okay, done. Okay, come, let's go through. Charlotte?
I think was everything.
Okay. This would be examples of trickier questions. Look at number 1. Tell me, when you look at the products, what do you think? You have salt and water. So what do you think Q is? Q must be a this neutralization. Well, of course, this is an acid. Remember your 3 acid reactions? Please remember they are definitely coming out. So what do you think Q is, Alicia? The what? Copper. Come. You have 3 acid reactions, right? Acid plus matter. Acid plus carbonate. Lastly, acid plus good. Do you think this is a copper here? Because copper is a metal, right? And by right, what should you get? A salt and H2. But is there H2 here? No. So this Q is not a metal. If it's a carbonate, what do you get? You get a salt plus CO2 plus water. Do you have CO2 here? No. So therefore, Q must be a base. And Alicia, make sure you remember these reactions. And look at A, B, C, and D. There's only one base there. Bernice, what's the base? Yeah, ammonia solution. All right. So basically, ammonia solution is aqueous ammonia. You're supposed to know they are the same. Aqueous ammonia, ammonia solution, or even ammonium hydroxide. All right, so take note, ammonia solution, they can call it aqueous ammonia, or they can even call it ammonium hydroxide. It's the same thing. Now, although it's seldom asked, but you are supposed to know this. If I put ammonia, by right it's a gas. Pure ammonia is a gas. But if you dissolve it in water, what do you get? You will get ammonium hydroxide. So basically, they are the same. I mean, ammonia equals ammonia and ammonium hydroxide are the same thing. So there's no need to differentiate them. Look at number 2. See your answer. D for dog. All right, guys. What are the two words or keywords? Dry. Organic solvent. Meaning there's no water at all. Okay. So in other words, no water means no acid. All right, so yes, the answer is D. Here is A. So what is HCl? Come, guys, I think I said this before, but of course I need to repeat it. HCl is a covalent molecule. And therefore, if there's no water, it cannot ionize.
Is that article reliable? No, right? No, define single.
It's just a gas, no? Pure HCl is a gas.
And the tube. That is what we should write now.
But of course, if there's water, then this is an acid. This is an acid.
Is the article reliable?
It must be in aqueous form to be an acid.
Last question.
And what happens in aqueous form? It can ionize into cation and anion. Only when there is water. So I highlight all the aqueous. It can only be an acid in aqueous form. Number 3, questions, anyone? Okay, look at number 3. Number 3, you need one formula. I should have said it before, but I'll just write it up here again. Remember concentration formula? Concentration in mole per dm cube times volume. Now, this is the tricky part. Volume must be in dm cube. A lot of students will forget. And if you times these two together, what do you get? Yes, you get moles.
Person A.
Alright, please remember this formula. It will surely come out, of course. So first thing first, what do I have? I have this thing. Now, immediately you should notice it's in cm cube. So please convert to dm cube. 0.0235 dm cube. And reminder how to do that. Let me just write a bit by the side, just for a while. Now, again, you have to be familiar. From cm cube to dm cube, you divide by 1000. And of course, the reverse is also applicable. Okay, so yeah, please be familiar with that. So anytime you see cm cube, convert to dm cube. Don't think too much already. So next, let's go back here. Now, what next? You have moles as well. Not moles, concentration. You have concentration. You have volume. So what should you do? You multiply them together. And you get your moles. Moles equals to C times V. Concentration times volume. I just make it short form, C times V. So calculate what's the most then? Remember, use dm cube. So if I work them out, 0.0235 times 0.8, that would be my answer. So my moles is 0.0188.
Okay. I convert that. on 3. Okay, when it says the score of from admission.
By the way, this one is difficult. This one is quite difficult. All right, then what else? No, that means I have 0.0188 of sodium carbonate. Okay, but how much of this do I need? I need 2 times, right? The ratio is 1:2, right? I hope you see that. Or 2:1. 2:1. Okay, Bernice can follow this concept too. 2:1. So therefore, how much HX do I need? I would need 0.0188 times 2. Okay, and let me see what's the answer. 0.0376. So for HX, I will need 0.0376 moles. Can, but I'm not done yet. What else are you given? Notice you are given volume of acid 25. Now again, guys, same thing. Once you see cm cube, don't think, just convert to dm cube. So this is 0.025 dm cube. Hence, so therefore for HX, you use the same formula. Mole equals to CV. I know what is V. All right. I know what is mole. Therefore, the only thing that you don't know is C. Now, look up what is C. Okay, work out the concentration.
The concentration is gone. It is community, so if you can think of it, for example, in Singapore, then you listen. Okay, for those people which the last one is the preferred.
And you get your answer. 1.5. 1.504 units. Remember this concentration. Units will be Alicia? Mole per dm cube. Okay, these are units for concentration. But yeah, as I said, this is a difficult question. One last thing. Remember when I did concentration with you guys, there's one more formula. Well, actually a few more. But there's one formula. Come, I'll write them out for you here. Whenever you see aqueous solutions, there are 3 formulas you need to use. First one, that one I've already written just now. That's the first one. Second one. The message is for which is students coming from affluent cities, which is do not need to do extra. Second one is for mass. Right. First one is for mass. It's just if you can. Charlotte, what's the third one? You write down. Oh. I see this familiar thing already. The third one.
This is all.
Yeah, to convert between this and this.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
basically.
so I write down as a formula form. I mean, you can remember in this form, but I'm writing down as a formula.
We face 1.3.
The last one.
Instead of repeat, I use the word top. I will use primes. Here. Okay. Yeah. Question? Bias is not prejudice.
You can use the arrows that format, but I mean here I'm just expressing as formulas. But essentially they're the same.
Okay, the last one.
So for aqueous aqueous solutions, you have 1, 2, and 3 formulas. But of course, I think I've given you a more comprehensive diagram previously that includes number of moles, includes gases as well. But here I'm just talking about aqueous solutions. So for the last part, use this one. You want to find out what's MR, right?
So it comes to the beginning of parameters and steps of the law. Why do you want you to force you on?
Okay, so for this question, that is the last part that you need to do. I mean, let me just write it down here on the screen as well. So MR equals to concentration grams per dm cube
It's more like free response.
over concentration mole per dm cube.
But here, you want to see how you can do it. Stand all together.
Okay, so the grams per dm cube is given in your question 94.5.
Then what it means.
And the mole per dm cube, you have resolved it 1.504. So find out what is the answer.
As an example, okay, the parents expect them to earn a living permanently, right? Out of the text, because now do you see money
62.8.
paragraph 2, because Chinese parents often expect of children to become what? Family investment.
Okay, so this is the MR.
What?
Actually, we're not done. You have to figure out 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one has this MR or the closest MR? All right, come guys, try this out. You should be able to do it. Is it A, B, C, or D? Which one has this MR? Or at least the closest value?
Earn a living. The household family.
How serious? Got it? Oh no.
That is the first example I'm going to find. Okay, remember that the way it was let me give you some numbers. Okay, second thing is what? From your message you know. How close is what?
I think Bernice, you can try it out too. What's the MR? Let's say for nitric acid. Shouldn't be a problem to calculate the MR. I assume you have the periodic table. Anyone needs a periodic table?
She's the results. Okay.
Oh, guys, you're expected to know the formula. What is nitric acid formula? Color? Must know. HNO3.
Line number.
Sulfuric acid. Now let me make sure you know this one.
So that is
100% coming up.
Yeah, it is very complicated.
This one, 100% coming up as well. Hydrochloric acid.
So this one sentence, how I talk.
Last one, ethanoic acid. What's the formula? Yeah, ethanoic acid.
We got the regimented. Regimented means we follow the
Good. Yes, we have done it previously. You need to know this as well. So which one has the closest MR? If I try nitric acid, what do I get? Nitric acid MR equals to 1 plus 14 plus 16 times 3. What do I get?
In the fourth statement, when something like founders are so founders or
Bravo, you get 63. Okay, so nitric acid will be the closest answer. Can yeah, I know it's quite it involves quite a few steps, but of course try to follow the logic. How about number 4? Denise, number 4. Yeah. I mean, it's fine because not much more mention about detergents, but answer should be B for boy. Now, remember your solubility rules, calcium hydroxide. Did we say it's insoluble in water? Not really. All right, so A is up, of course. How about C? Detergent. Yeah, of course, it's seldom. In fact, I've never thought about detergent, but basically, detergents you use sulfuric acid. Even though they hardly ask about it. Hardly. But what you need to know is this, no? Calcium hydroxide is a base. That you have to know. And remember, there are 2 reactions for a base. All right, one is base plus acid. Okay. And the second one is base plus ammonium compound, which is what is happening here. All right, Bernice, you need to know this as well. All right, so for base, there are 2 reactions. These 2. Sorry, let me just erase some of the stuff. Come, Charlotte, tell me, base plus acid, what do you get? Well, we have just done it. Remember, acid plus base plus acid is the same. You get acid plus base, what do you get? Yeah. Okay, so yeah.
Because like the question like,
Yes.
but then it doesn't only from
But did they use the word only there? They didn't, right? So it's, I mean, you're not totally wrong, but they also did not use the word only.
section.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. So come, quick one. Bernice, since you are familiar with this, base plus ammonium compound, what do I get? Plus NH3, yeah, good. Everyone must know this. Even though the percentage of it coming out is slightly lower, but I would say that the chances are still quite high. Make sure you know these reactions, these 2 reactions. Okay, so yeah, ammonia is produced. So you have a base, you have an ammonium compound. Yes, you form ammonia. Oh, one more thing, guys. It doesn't come up often, but you need to know that for this reaction, you need heating. Okay, for this second reaction by right, you need to heat it, even though it wasn't mentioned inside. Okay, heating is needed.
Like, the render can go inside and stuff.
All right, let's go on.
We need the numbers written on what
Number 7. Okay, 7 a bit tricky, but it used the same formulas. Again, guys, hopefully you recognize we are using those 3 formulas or at least some of them. Now, same thing. Once you see volume, convert to dm cube. Can Charlotte? dm cube convert to dm cube. And of course, I have volume, I have concentration. What do you find? Of course, moles. Okay, concentration times volume. 8 times 0.025, and you should get 0.2. So you have 0.2 moles of HCl. HCl. Look at the ratio. I need 0.1 mole of Z to react with 0.2 mole of HCl. So what's the ratio? 1:2. So Z to HCl is ratio is 1:2. Make sure you recognize that. Then the next part is just look at this 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one fits that mole ratio? Come, let's try. Copper oxide plus HCl. Oh, you're supposed to know how to balance, of course. Let's try copper oxide. What do you get? Come on, guys. This is a base, right? This is an acid, right? Alicia, what do I get here? I'm trying this. Yep, Alicia, what are the products? Good. Formula. Don't forget the 2 because copper is 2 plus, chloride is 1 minus. Okay. And the other product. Come, guys, balance it. It's not balanced. I hope you notice. Balance it. Yeah, Bernice, what do I need to add in if I want to balance? Good. Anything else? No, good. So I hope you notice that it fits, no? 1:2. 1 copper oxide is to 2 HCl. So copper oxide is a possible compound. Okay. Then what's the other one? Xingyue. What's the other possible compound? Oh, okay. Well, you don't need calculating. You just have to balance the equation. Let's try K2O. K2O plus HCl. What do I get? Now, same thing. K2O is a base. Make sure everyone notices. So I have base plus acid. What do I get, Bernice? Okay, what's my salt? Formula.
KCl.
Good. Product. And the other product? Yes. Balance it. Yep, Bernice, how do I balance it? Good. Anything else? Good. Okay. All right. So now it's balanced. And do you notice it's also 1:2, no?
Yes.
All right. 1 potassium oxide to 2 HCl. Salad, apple. So you have your answer now. All right. So your answer is C, 2 and 3. Okay. Copper oxide and potassium oxide. Those are the two answers. But of course, I give you the shortcut lah. I didn't try out the wrong answers lah. If you try them out, you won't find the same ratio. Last one. Oxalic acid, something new. Oh, by the way, you don't need to know this, but it's just an extra info. Oxalic acid is a carboxylic acid. This one is not easy. Xingye, your answer?
B.
B for boy. Come. Magnesium is a metal. Oxalic acid is an acid, right? Acid plus metal. Xingye, what does it give you? Salt and hydrogen. Would you get water? No, no water. So B is wrong. So I mean it's tricky lah, but you just have to be careful. There's no water here. Okay? Don't make this mistake. How about A? Hey, come on. We already said that this is an acid. Obviously, pH must be less than 7. So A is wrong too. Make sure you know all this basics. How about this? This one is tricky. D is quite difficult. Look at D. Sodium hydroxide. Yeah, guys, please know that it is an alkaline.
Sure.
Okay. And then you have your acid, oxalic acid. Acid plus alkaline, what do you get? Salad, what do you get? Acid plus alkaline.
I don't know.
Well, alkaline is a soluble base, so it's the same as acid plus base. Acid plus base will, of course, be giving you salt and water. Oh, this looks fine. I mean, after all, they did mention the salt here. Okay, so yeah, maybe this is the salt. Maybe, but look carefully. Now, what is the charge for oxalate? Oh, by the way, this is called oxalate. I mean, no need to know, of course, oxalic ion. But what you need to know is the charge. You notice it's 2 minus. All right. And then sodium, no? What's the charge for sodium ion? Sodium is group 1 element, so it's Na plus. Okay. So if I have Na plus and have oxalate here, 2 minus, what's the LCM? 1 plus versus 2 minus. The LCM is, of course, lowest common multiple. So you need to look, LCM is 2, no? This is 1, this is 2 minus, so LCM is 2. Therefore, for sodium, I have to multiply by 2 to get your LCM. For 2 minus, it's already 2. So just let it be. And what do I get? I will get this formula. Na2 because of the 2 here. C2O4. So this is your salt. This is salt, by the way, sodium oxalate. Look at my answer. Is the formula correct? No, it's not. It's not. So B is wrong. Okay, so D is wrong. And therefore, yeah, C is the answer. Okay. This, what is hydrogen carbonate? It comes out once in a few years. What is hydrogen carbonate? Is this ion here? Okay, this hydrogen carbonate. Perhaps I observe one of the questions they like to ask is this. Remember your 3 acid reactions? Acid plus carbonate. Give you CO2. I think we did this earlier, plus water, plus salt. Okay. Confirm coming out. Now, the thing I want you to add in is the same thing will happen if you add acid to hydrogen carbonate. You would get the same products. Okay, just keep that in mind. Especially of notes, it will be CO2 is produced. Okay, once in a few years, this kind of reaction will come up involving hydrogen carbonate. I mean, if you forget it, then hope that it doesn't come up. That's all. That's all. Okay, yeah. Questions for this worksheet. Basically, I'm just trying to test out your understanding of the basic concepts. Even though these questions, as I said, are more difficult than normal. Okay, so let me just go to one last part for today. Charlotte, okay? Salts. Salts, huh? All right, come, Xingyue, tell me, what are salts? I mean, we have used the term. Good. It consists of one cation plus one anion. I mean, that's for at least for secondary school level. What else? Anything else you can tell me about salts, Alicia? Yes, good. By definition, salts are products of neutralization, meaning acid plus base. Let me see, where's my, here, yep. Okay. Yeah, acid plus base, give you a salt. And of course, this reaction is called neutralization, which we have gone through many times. What else? Salts are ionic compounds. Hopefully you remember what they are. Meaning there's an ionic bonding is involved. And as Xingyue mentioned, it's between cation and anion. Okay, the ionic bond is between cation and anion. I mean, these are factory stuff, but it can be tested, obviously. What else? Remember ionic bonding? Electric forces of attraction. I mean, okay, basically I'm repeating here. All right, so ionic bonding involves electrostatic attraction. But I want you to remember strong. Usually when they ask about ionic bonding, you have to say that they are strong, hard to break, needs a lot of energy to break. Oh, let me just write for you because they can ask this. All right. Strong means hard to break. So salts, the bonding in salts are hard to break. Okay, ionic bonding are strong, hard to break. Okay, so what? You need lots of energy. I mean, if you want to be naggy, but so what? So what? And the last part, they always want to see this. That means they have high MP and BP. Okay, this comes up quite often. Why do salts have high melting point? That is the answer. Make sure you mention ionic bonding, strong forces of attraction, lots of energy needed. Very standard. What else do they ask? This one. They like to ask about electrical conductivity. And for this, you have to differentiate between solid, liquid, and aqueous. Okay. So yeah, you need to know in solid, yeah, all the particles are held in fixed positions. Hopefully remember that. So cannot conduct electricity. Liquid. Make sure you recognize the word molten. Molten means melted, liquid state. Then in your answer, you write ions. Remember, cations and anions, they are still there. So they can slide over one another and conduct. Lastly, aqueous. This is only possible if that salt is soluble in water. Right? Remember our solubility rules. So that's why it's so important. You cannot have aqueous state if that salt is insoluble. So therefore, in aqueous state, they exist as ions, cations and anions, and they are free to move about. So they can conduct electricity. Yeah, they like to ask about this 1, 2, and 3 states and involving electrical conductivity. Charlotte, okay. Okay, what else? Done? Alicia? No. Okay, last part will be the first part. Confirm coming up, just that you don't know which one. How to prepare salts? How many methods are there to prepare salts? Anyone can remember? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Only 3. I've written it somewhere because I'm too lazy to rewrite. These are the 3. No, sorry, not this one. Where's my 3? All right, this is the first method, titration. 3 methods. I mean, don't have to add in the rest first. Just write down the three methods. First one, titration.
Okay, here, take go and find your. Later you jot down this one.
Second,
Okay.
precipitation. Now, just for info, easiest if it comes out in your exam. Hopefully, this one come up. Then your explanation will be the easiest. Precipitation, second method. Third method. All right. You typically you have an insoluble reactant plus an acid. This is the third method. Now, guys, just look out for the state symbols. Acid, what's the state for acid? Always. Okay. Excess insoluble reactant. Yes. Insoluble, no? Of course, solid. Soluble salt, of course, aqueous. But of course, if you think a bit further, I hope you notice these are referring to the three acid reactions. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, this one actually worked with the three acid reactions, which I've been emphasizing a lot. The only thing you have to take note is insoluble matter, insoluble carbonate, insoluble base. Okay, so this is the third method. And under this third method, it can be reaction 1, reaction 2, or reaction 3. So like I said, it can be quite troublesome. The easiest method is still precipitation. But how do you decide which method to use? I can say that this question is going to come up. Just that which method is coming out. That's the thing that you don't know. So how to decide? Come, let's go through. First thing. Remember, we are talking about preparation of salt. All right, what salt do you want to prepare? Ask yourself this one. Write this down. First step, is your salt soluble or not? That's why your solubility rules are important. Okay, there's one salt they like to ask. I mean, soluble or not? No. Okay. Yes. Yes. Look at your sulfate rules. All sulfates are soluble except blah blah blah. So now, if your salt is insoluble, wow, you can celebrate because there's only one method. For insoluble salt, you do precipitation.
Very good. Organize your ideas.
Hence, and that's the easiest, no? Hopefully, it comes up this year. Precipitation.
Yeah, I'll probably start with
But
the page.
if the salt you want is soluble, oh, okay, then it's going to be a bit more troublesome.
Organizing your target first.
So if your salt is soluble, Like for example, this one here.
For example,
They ask you to prepare this salt. Can you use precipitation? Cannot. So look at the next method. Is it a spa salt? Ah, this one. If your salt is soluble, ask yourself, is the salt a spa salt? Bernice, what is spa? Spa. Okay. Therefore, if it is a spa salt, if it is a, you use titration. Can if it is a spa salt. Alright, so we have already established this is soluble, so you cannot use precipitation. Come, is it a spa salt? Alicia, is it spa salt? No? Yep.
In the next session, we will do the real thing. Okay, by the way, how I can start money?
Therefore,
I will give each of you a sample reference.
you cannot use titration, and therefore you only have one method left, no?
Structure. Reference. So that brush up, should at least have the reference.
So you can only use the last method. That is how you decide. But remember, under our third method, there are also three reactions you can use. Which reaction? Let me just refresh your memory. I have three reactions now. 1, 2, and 3. Which one can I use for this? Yeah, of course I need an acid, right? What acid do I need? Remember, I need acid. This is the third method. But under the third method, you have 3 possible reactions. I need an acid, acid, acid. What acid to use? Yes, how do you know? Good. You're producing a sulfate, no? So you have to use sulfuric acid.
Identity and negativity. It's really, in fact, in your can help you to write the information.
Can I use a method?
Exposure or
If I use a method, what method should I use? Yes. Okay, let me just turn it off.
Right. So it's that
All right. And by right, what do I get?
And you say
Okay, I'm not correct for you.
they could like adjectives is
Not Bernice, any problem?
we will use extensive to convey
Any issue about this reaction?
last
No, fine.
we all sure.
Come guys,
So what I mean by sure.
this does not work.
Compare
Serious, this can come up quite a lot of times because
to in what ways person A say it's a other person say in what
remember that because copper is below hydrogen in the reactivity.
why you can describe. Is it difficult because it is sunny or breezy or because the birds are very chirping.
Okay, try to remember that this has come out a few times. So it trick you.
Engage the person senses.
So I cannot use this reaction.
Which means
It doesn't run. What's the second reaction?
engage. Okay, and you need to bring that to the scenario that you are describing. Here, like, try it. Make the reader flow together. It's all about running. Okay, before I think in solve it, next session can do.
So what base can you use?
So there's a last one.
Good.
Describe a place in your school that you want to spend. We don't read. If I say class, I'll try to be fun.
Or
Because who has many acres, right? We are the skin and if I don't.
of course, both are okay, and both are insoluble. Alicia,
Time. And now, what place in your school that you like?
And the last one.
It can be anything. Okay. Go to toilet. Okay. You know, it can be anywhere that I balance. Okay, that's okay. Then
The third acid reaction, sulfuric acid plus insoluble carbonate. Bernice, you must tell me what's the insoluble
I'll
carbonate?
help you to generate more. It's like finding it. When it's a useful tool to use it. Okay, so this session will come in our shop.
Remember, I want copper sulfate. Obviously, you must have copper here, copper there. And I want a carbonate, so it's copper carbonate.
And then this box basically will contain.
Alicia, what products do I get?
This kind of basic as for example,
Copper
suppose I choose
and
for this stable distance school, okay, and then it's
sorry.
I will.
Oh, you've forgotten your acid reaction.
it's like
Here, what do I get? What else do I get?
version of the picture.
Okay.
It can be many. So, for example, you could say, what place
Okay,
is
can. So for this case, I can only use
how does your food is
this.
because
Sorry, where is it? Yeah, this one. And under this, either this reaction or this reaction. Okay, so that's how you make your decision. You go more into this next week.
Okay, so next week.
Charlotte, questions?
Okay,
Okay, then if not, that's all for today.
ideas in the market. Because with English writing, one part that students are situation writing down and the situation. Just practice. Really. Even you need some points.
Okay, bye. Yep, see you. Bye.
One piece then down here is next session. Okay, I introduce my okay from this particular tool that you